smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
I send in you pictures as well.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter
No
banking.
problem.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing
You're sending me
and
the email
10
now?
years to repay on a new or used car.
okay.
Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Okay, got it.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Why? More? What do you want it to do more or less? Yeah, let's
Jingle your
even
keys
better.
and
Let's
get
do
in
a
gear with a
second.
car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or
15
used
minutes
car.
is good.
Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up
Yes,
and get
yes,
in gear
yes.
with the Simply
Now
Smarter
I'll
car loan. Call or
rest
visit
it
us
and-
or
and
go to
recharge.
acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
And then
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing
I know, I
and
was
10
in
years
Malta.
to repay on a new or used car.
And I'm not
Plus,
in
get a
Spain.
pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with
No,
the
they
Simply
could come
Smarter
in
car loan.
tomorrow.
Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter
In
banking.
Malta. So I moved from Malta to Spain on Thursday.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Silver medal. Anna Prokhorova, Russia. Winner, Melissa Sigmund and
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
HCB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit.
Good morning, happy Saturday. We're going to see this morning, I just want to take in so here. I'm sure for the whole week, we have been getting about young business person. And it's very awesome success story, knowing the way she came from in terms of she had some serious challenges in terms of schooling and stuff like that. When she started, and when she had to be washed out of class to go to hospital and stuff because no medical people could say what's causing it.
Yeah.
And to see today, to hear what happened for her, it shows that excellence is possible. Once you work hard, you're dedicated, and you're determined, you can succeed. I just want to say big congratulations to her, to her family, well deserved, Chanting and Babio. She made us proud, plus I'm not, you know, for I think the university for 100 years they had anybody achieved that goal there. So it's a real one for the couple. So really kudos to her and to big up Chanting and Babio.
Yes.
I want to say good morning, Daddy, how are you doing?
Hey, morning, pretty good. You know, it's nice to hear the story. I heard anyway yesterday too. And you know, those are the kind of things I like to hear. You know, you know me, anything anti positive. Anything anti I'm for. I'll be anti, should be the top of everything. You're not possible, but so be it, you know. But I say, once again, good morning to the viewer, you know, listening audience. And we have a special lady on the show today too. Can I tell you, she's like partially to me. What happens when partially is a travel. I told her so before in the studio. Her father and mother used to take care of us, especially dad. He used to think he'd the best go to the chef in Antigua. So he cook our pot to go to her for so dinner, you know. So I never forget those kind of things, you know. So it means a lot to me. And partially, she's part of the partially, you know. So I must and her achievement is outstanding. She's going out the world among people, you know. So and they love that. But I say, and I see and I almost last guy in the studio today, like I found him. You should introduce him, you know.
I want to say good morning to Kelly Jeremy.
Good morning.
Tally boy is a bumper there.
Just like Miss Nelson, to be successful, you have to persevere.
Right.
And the last week we didn't have a show, Earl, and I was disappointed. I was looking forward to that show. This week we have a wonderful lady as our guest. First up, she's an ambassador at large. I'm looking forward to having that conversation with her. A success story also. I know she also a lady that persevere and has been doing what she's doing for a very long time.
Sure, well said. I want to say good morning to the champion. Good morning, Nell. How you doing?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
It's all a pleasure having you. I just want to take us back to last week in Malta. For me, you gave me goosebumps when I sent me that video there, you know. When I hear you picked up Switzerland and all those big countries and so, we are smart that here in Antigua and Barbuda, and for you to achieve that, you gave me goosebumps, you know, so I'm really proud of you. And just keep flying the flag high, but take us back to that moment, how you felt. Or if you want to start from the build-up of that moment, it's up to you.
So I started when my year started. I would have had a very challenging year this year. In particular, was my most challenging year, and it was the first time I canceled multiple plans to do a show. I normally start and compete all year round, so spring and fall, but I had to take a big step back and defer my competition plans to the fall season, which is now, because I had a back injury and my body was taking a longer time to get the ball rolling. And of course, I was training around an injury. So fast forward to, hey, am I going to be able to step on stage this year to now having multiple titles and placements internationally? I am, of course, very happy. And I'm very proud to represent Antigua and Barbuda. Not just this time, but every time I go out, I'm very proud to represent Antigua. So 3 weeks ago is when I got the ball rolling, really. And I did 2 shows in Europe. First, I did Italy, where I competed in Masters for the first time, and Bikini Open I placed second, and Masters I won the overall title. First for Antiguan, competing in Masters in the Pro League. And then 3, we came home. 2 weeks I had to prepare for back-to-back World Championships, which the first of which was in Malta last week, which was the Bikini Fitness Masters World Championships, which I won. And then now I'm preparing to go into the Open Bikini Fitness World Championships here in Spain. So it has been an action-packed year for me, and of course I'm ending it on a high. This is my 6th consecutive qualification to this particular World Championship. So coming off the heels of winning a World Championship, of course, I'm in great spirits. I'm in a better headspace than I was actually going into the show. So I'm just forever grateful, of course, to my coach, Diana Jonas, who is guiding me throughout my prep, and my twin sister Michelle Seaford, who is there kind of with the posing, giving feedback as well. With my coach, we all, the 3 of us, we work together to try and assess, my progress photos, where I'm progressing, where my weaknesses are, and how I can even do better going into this next show and my final show for the year.
Yeah, listen, from the past, I also always heard that you always credit your sister for some of your achievements, and also your coach. Ellen, he was my schoolmate. How important is it for that supporting cast, for that supporting team that you have?
So it is so critical. They say bodybuilding is an individual sport, but it could be anything further from the truth. Because going into Malta 24 hours before I stepped on stage, we had a Zoom meeting just like we are doing now, and I told them my feelings like, hey, my body is digressing, it's not progressing, it's the fatigue from traveling, 8 hours from Antigua to London, and then laying over and then traveling 3 hours from London to Malta. It's a lot of travel, and my body takes on a lot of additional fatigue, and added to that, would be that I'm traveling by myself. So I'm really taking on the load. I'm already low body fat, I'm low energy. So my body took a toll. It took a toll on my body, and I wasn't confident to take that package on stage. So we had a conversation, and they encouraged me to stay with it. Let's keep doing what we're supposed to be doing. Take all the boxes. You just need to rest. Let the fatigue, let the water, come off of my body from traveling. Stop stressing about it. Which I did. We followed the plan. We continued taking the boxes, eating my meals, doing my check-ins. And by the morning of the show, we said, hey, we see some positive progression here. Let's just take it on stage, and then we will learn from it. So to answer your question, how important are they? They are so important, because was it left up to me to make the decision, I probably wouldn't have stepped on stage in Malta. And of course, my family and friends, they are encouraging me. But where it comes down to my coach and my sister, I really have to credit them, because they have an eye. They know what's expected of the judge. They know the level that I'm competing at. Of course, if I sent my pictures, I would have said, great, go for it. But for them, they understand on a micro level, just how much hard work this all of it takes, but how important it is to take those last few boxes, and how to correct, mistakes, like when my body was going through the challenges it was. So if not for them, I don't know if I would have the title, because I would have set out thinking more ahead to this show, and they wanted me to just stay focused on what I had in front of me. So, kudos to them. I love them dearly, and thank you, Dylan. Even if you're not listening, Michelle, I love you guys so much, and thank you for guiding me in a way when I couldn't see a way to the stage. You guys saw the way. You just told me close my eyes and keep walking, and we did just that. And today I can say that I'm the first person to have a Masters World Championship title. And now Antigua has 3 World Championship titles. Of course, Ambassador Bikini Festival has 2 at Open Bikini, which is the show that I am competing in this weekend. And now I have the Masters Bikini Fitness title. So we have 3. And coming from Antigua, that is a big deal, because other regions such as Russia, Spain, they only have one, Masters or Open across any of the divisions, much less Bikini.
When I heard about this championship you had last couple weeks ago, I told her I want you on the show, let's Zoom you. When I say you're too busy, couldn't get you, so I was so disappointed.
Yeah, so coming off of my last two shows, I was competitive, very competitive, but I just really wanted to focus on what I had coming up next, coming out on the European circuit like this, going from one trip to the next. It's a lot of planning, a lot of micro details, and then I still having to show up as an athlete, still having to show up to my job, because obviously being an athlete is not all that I do. And in order to do so, I had to say no to a lot of things that you would love to do, but you know, like play break time. For example, now I'm in a better space, I'm settled, I'm really just waiting for the show tomorrow. And like I said, what I was doing last week, I checked in with my coach, resting, making sure I get my meals in on time, and making sure that I keep my stress levels down.
So in terms of
So we're having now, but I guess it was for the best because now I get to celebrate with you all my feelings from last week.
So in terms of tomorrow, how confident are you going into tomorrow's shows?
I always try to be confident. I am always confident, but I'm never. I don't underestimate the competition. Everyone is operating at a high level. Everyone is getting better and better by the weeks and by the days. So you just never know what to expect. I'm confident in what I'm going to present on stage tomorrow. And of course, I will be in the semifinals automatically because of my previous performances. I'm already going to be already advanced to the semifinals. So this is an added plus for me. I won't have to go on stage 3-4 times. I only will go on stage 2 times. So that extra stress to try and break out of, you know, the elimination round is not on me. So I'm trying to focus on keeping my stress level down and just going out there and putting on a show. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of people are watching. They want, we are the example, the pros are the examples for many other bikini athletes, and the winner that they pick sets the stage, or the top 3 winners that they pick sets the stage for the next year. It's like, what this is what the judges are looking for. This is what we want amateurs to aspire to be like. So my mind is focused on that. How I'm going to carry myself, completing my quizzes correctly in the mandatory way the judges are asking for, being confident. So it's more so about, you know, going out there and performing to the best of my ability and keeping my mental space clear.
But
not overconfident, but confident.
But now you're a master now, you should be stressed out yourself. You should be so confident now that going tomorrow show you, like, you know, pick up your chest and stuff like that and like, hey, I got this.
I wish I had that personality, but I don't. I know I got it. I am going to say this. This is one of my best packages to date. Like, I'm so excited to see what the pictures and videos I will get coming out of this particular show. I just can't wait, honestly. Like, I think the judges are going to be blown away by the little improvements that I have made, even from Malta to what I will present tomorrow on stage.
Sounds good. And in terms of those young aspiring athletes who are out there right now watching you across Antigua, the region, and the globe, what you want to say to them? Look up to you right now.
It's not what, like, trying maybe wanting to get into bodybuilding or attaining their pro card.
Yes, correct.
So obviously, this is 9 years. I have been doing this for 9 years. So I want everyone to take that into, take that into perspective, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it's something that I'm deeply passionate about, which is why I have arrived where I am. You know, getting here takes time. You will have missteps, you will have trials, you will have tribulations. But if you're doing it for the right reason, and it's always every time you step off stage, whether you win and lose, you go to the judges, how can I be better? How can I improve? What's missing from my fatigue? Where can I, get that 1% better? After the Malta show, even though I won World Championships, I went to the judges. Hey, what would you like to see more from me? Because there's always this another area of improvement. Not perfect. That's why I call it bodybuilding. It's present continuous. And if you're trying to get that pro card, just stick with it. I would definitely say that I am a resilient athlete, and if nothing else, anyone who's aspiring to be a pro, just take away that. You need to be resilient and just do whatever it takes to get to that other side, which is attaining your pro card. And when you get your pro card, it doesn't stop there. You continue improving yourself, doing the hard work, doing the research, following the rules, and doing so with grace and doing so with love. You're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your country as well. Because I'm going to step on stage tomorrow very proud to be the only Caribbean athlete, not just Antigua, but the only Caribbean athlete representing at the world's level. So, you have your plans. The plans are not just 4 months out and then you decide I want to jump in. If this is something you really want to do, you say, hey, next year this is what I want to do, and you start putting plans in place and things aren't perfect, but you keep adjusting and you keep pushing forward, you put in hard work, and of course greatness is inevitable.
I love that. But as any more questions on the answer?
No, you up,
Yeah. So,
I just like to congratulate her for winning gold last week in the IFBB Masters. For me, I'm very proud of your achievement. For tomorrow is Spain. I know you're hoping to win. I wish you.
I'm hoping she will win. She's gonna win. I'm hoping she's win.
Yeah. The one of thing is there.
Thank you.
Well, everybody wishing you the best, but I heard this already, even there 9 years now, so not only Marcel, you're almost a veteran now too.
Yeah, I hope to use my years of experience. I know I'm a very active athlete, because when I said I'm going to do this, I'm doing this, all in. I don't just do one show a year. I try to go on the circuit as many times. That's how you get better. Because you stand up next to different girls and you go in front of different judges, and sometimes you make missteps, sometimes you keep up, but it's all part of the journey. But I hope to use all of my experience to help another athlete. I hope to coach athletes and encourage them to do maybe not what I'm doing, but do it the way they want to do it. Maybe they just want to do one show, 2 shows, that's fine. But whatever mistakes I made along the way, I would hope to pass down to other athletes so that they don't make the same mistakes, and continue to motivate, people not only in bikini fitness, but in bodybuilding across the board.
Well, on behalf of our panelists here, it's Parish League. We want to wish you the best of luck. I know tomorrow you win a championship, so I look forward for you to come back home in the championship and come back home in the studio after rest and come and share that experience with us. Because you're family, you're part of us. So it's always a pleasure.
Of course.
And keep flying that flag of Antigua high. As Kevin said a while ago, and I want to add to it again, you have been a tremendous ambassador for Antigua and Barbuda. It's not easy going on that big stage there, world stage, and coming against Spain, all the big names in here, and you see this Antigua beat those guys. That's a real big achievement. So I'm very proud of you. And keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And you want to say anything to your fans?
And before I go, I love the way you handle stress.
Really?
You go to win.
Okay, fair enough. I think this my coach said I work well under pressure. So to my fans, my family, of course, C4 family, and my extended family, thank you so much for all your love and support. It means so well to me and to ABWF from whence I came. Anyone who was a part of my bodybuilding journey, even Adrian Merrick, he might not have trained me this year, but he was with me and set the groundwork for the years leading up to this. I really want to thank him. Even Lucy and Warrington, these are people who are at the very beginning of my bodybuilding journey. So their contribution, even now with my team, and Michelle and my entire family, I could not have done this without them. And of course, the government of Antigua and Barbuda for blessing me the way they have, making it easy to travel throughout Europe. It's not easy, and of course, by myself, I I'm forever grateful. So thank you to everyone, and good luck to us tomorrow in the World Championship.
But you forgot a special name there. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't want to put them on that.
All right, cool.
No, thank you so
I just say
much.
that.
I just didn't want to put them on blast, but you know who you are. I love you, Ted, and we couldn't have done this without you.
Yeah, all the best. That's all you have to say. Well done.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Good luck.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to...
That was a wonderful interview a while ago with the ambassador, sports ambassador, who is doing one thing in Barbados. And it's so nice now to have two wonderful gentlemen here with us in the studio. I want to special good morning to the president of Legal and Football Association, Mr. Enoch Lewis. Morning.
Morning, Earl, and morning to the rest of the panel.
I want to say special good morning to Mr. Spencer, chairman of the selectors who leave us.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me here today. And a special good morning to viewers and the listeners to this program.
All right, all about Mr. President. I know recently we just had a tournament there. We haven't had one for quite some time.
No. We have had tournaments every year for the past 5 years.
So you want to share something about that? How was that for you as the best president? How you felt about that tournament?
Well, I left that tournament very excited. I'll give you a little bit of by way of background. It's our plans were to have a 50-over tournament around this time and a 3-day tournament, or a 3-day tournament in January. One preceding the Super 50 and the other preceding the 4-day championship. We got to a meeting and the directors, were challenged, financially challenged, and they were saying, look, there's no way we can do 2 tournaments. And I give you an example of, say, and I bring Montserrat to the table. Montserrat going to a tournament in St. Kitts is almost, they're paying 2 fares. One to get to Antigua, and the other to get to St. Kitts. So just the estimation, you were saying, all right, that 1,000 to get to Antigua, another 1,000 to get to St. Kitts. And we ride very small planes, so we're gonna have to charter and they take the bags, and so that's a very expensive undertaking. So if they did 2 tournaments, just in airfare alone, it will cost them 64,000, right? 16,000 for one tournament, say the 50 over, and then 60,000. So we're saying, you know, it's not workable financially for us. And so we got our heads together and we decided after much discussion on a mix for tournament. It's the first, when I say kind of first of its kind, deliberately ever played, because in the past we played a 3-day and a 50 over side by side. But you know, cost is a factor, and every day of cricket costs. You know, the hotel cost is it's really expensive these days. And so we decided in it, and I came away, you know, like I said, from that tournament, very happy, you know, very excited on what I saw. We have talent in the Caribbean. We have talent in the Leewards in particular. And it's a matter of application and belief. If these guys believe they can achieve extraordinary things, they will. During that tournament, Spencer probably have the statistics. When I last counted, they were something in the order of nearly 1500s and 20-something 50s. So, you know, the batsmen were doing their job. There were bowlers taking 7 wickets all. And so, you know, it was exciting. And what we do, we provide opportunities for players, not only for players, but for officials as well, like the umpires, the match referees, and whatever it is, in terms of practicing their skills. So, you know, we came away feeling really good about it, and we're now planning a T20 tournament, which will be held next year.
Next year. And for you,
can I jump in?
Huh? You
Yeah, the president has money too, you know, he has anti the language, you know what I mean? And then he excited. And I tell you, boy, listen to him, one of the most nonsensical cricket me in my life. Okay, I tell you why I said that. And I've been telling you so for years.
Yeah.
If they play cricket, until you get the most pick. If I the coach until the team, the 2 of them match for about 2 days and so, nobody get with me. Because I don't cricket all the way, bat. Just bat. I need to say, well, somebody gets 7 wicket all, but that in the fly cricket, when they fly. And see now, make no one's in the fly cricket. Only one guy was exceptional in one day. The boy from guy from St. Kitts.
Okay, Louis.
Brilliant. Exceptional. You love that. That's your boy. You get early, you bat to make centuries. Just bat. You get me come from? And if you check, when Auntie get paid the 2 days, twice to make over 500. Twice.
Let me address.
Carry when it's done yet, but carry when it's done yet. Much try. I can't say something. I'm not going to want to cookie more than me. I can't done it. So when you ready for the question, yeah. Okay, when it's done job. I can say take care of it. For me, time when I buy guests. I haven't done it for many years. Someone know this. Maybe Danny Livingston, they done that and so. Where the man, they were going commercial and guys, that man know what I'm about. And I'm saying to you, if we play 3-day cricket, I agree that he kind of costly, but maybe you may have to do like the ambassador girl, go to government and beg some money. Because all the government is run them out now. When things are go good, they ban cricket people now. But I don't know the contribution, I don't know. I'm not around there. But it pleased me. You see, when I see it out of the talent, 2 years ago I was up to our stadium streaming cricket and the selected woman at the West Indian selected in them Roland
Butcher.
And he asked, you see any good, because Zoel come talk to me. Tell Zoel. So we talking, he said, you see any good young talent? I said, yes. 2 of them. The boy Andrew and the boy Mackenzie Makaya. Makaya was in there, Makaya? Those 2 guys, Then I heard a part of the best on the radio would say, the job, what boy name? Welsh boy we call statistics. Was it statistics?
Hayden.
I was nonsensical to me with statistics. He the pick man for statistics. Especially time when we hate the Welsh. I can play one day cricket. He's the best field in the world. I want the best. So me hear the statistics. If you play statistics though, the boy Andrew they get the play now. If you use statistics, Andrew can't get the pick. If you use statistics, he did nothing.
You mean recent statistics?
Exactly.
Overall statistics?
Recent thing for this tournament you just play.
All right.
Like I don't the best use statistics even on the radio. I said the boy get 17, we get some get 14. The boy except more the overs. But that was just about the statistics story. You see the boy they play with just when you get the players play present 11, you know the statistics. When you select they go watch talent, you have to identify them. You see talent, they're exceptional. Even now the statistics we play for President 11 against Australia in 1972. Me know that. So, you know, me not listen to stats nonsense. The first I pick a poetry team 1980. They give about 500 man, all about 2,000 century. Remember see that Batman one squad they go on 2 slips. Yeah, bad good. And here's his brother come for up at the poetry league. They had done by the 6 or 7 sweets. I look better than a ship against the Dubai and them. So when I buy into this statistics story, I was saying to Earl, I've been there, but not the story, I don't inside out. I want to say to you again, and they told Enoch say last year, you know. And 6 months after, West Indies adopted the same plan. Put all the teams in one country playing the games. They went Trinidad. They cut the cost. But you put Enoch in the spot now. Because the cost is expensive, you get the right ideas. But you have a later fly play now. I think it's have some sharing there, some big shares. I talk to them. And if the tournament is played, like when we was organizing Antigua, we go hotel and beg them cook food, go and so power. You can do that. You can still get that connection with the hotels. You can get it done. I agree it's expensive. Me not get one of the because when you go say it gets, if you got $600, $300. No, we got over $1,000. So me not doubt that at all, but use the resources we have, like Liat. Use them because in day, for the plane. If we all can get, if we all can get more, the plane will do something for us, something right. But tell one more people, because we have, like Enoch said, we have plenty good talent around you. But even they get a chance, look, when I was selected, I said the boy, the Jimbo, he was captain, right? And Jimbo bat number 8 and 9 saying, get up against the bat, go over the run out. So they get a chance to bat. We can see that. See? So if a guy gets a chance, take a young boy, Francis, one big in the 2-way game. I'm saying to you, give the guys a chance to play 3 days, 4 days cricket. It can't be done. 3 days cricket can't be done. Okay, I see this 2 days. A long book in I can play that after 2 minutes to be now. In the 60s or 50s, we 2 days. We used to watch, we used to listen to them. And guess what? So the man make 18 make they play Leland and Stevens Batsman. 20. He'll say for them so. But Martin them. But since I said the 3 they know when 4 day when I started playing so and Enoch started playing. You get about team get about day and a half and so you know who is who. Not only that no. The same ball level level ball like about second spell and third spell, fourth spell as far as well no. Can you have a party you see the other day when they heard the team selected? Until and fast well no. I mean hear nobody fast well. They tell you some boy Pitman and this and them. I say, well, okay. But they be Pitman on the team. So like a medium players why that can't ball good for me, son. Because when I was selected, not only selected, when I was coach onto the team, one for you good friend, our good friend pick Philip for the Winston. You Philip about 6 over 6 years and Winston ball while all the players. So Winston on the team and say, crazy. What's this one man who can bowl fast? That man who bowl back and high and waist. That's what selectors going to look for. Pace. Not man who bowl length and line nonsense. You have a young talent to look for. You can look for young aspiring prospects. That's what selectors look for. That's statistics.
Well, we have a chairman here, so we have a chairman laid down about selection and stuff.
It pissed me off. Because I'm feeling talent there.
I know, but I'm getting the minor selector and hear what chairman saying. But can you ask some first? Again. President. You can, right?
Yeah.
When
Okay.
when it pertains to funds, study Antigua hosts West Indies games, Senkis hosts West Indies games. Why some of those portions of those revenue cannot be deposited to help develop Leeward's cricket?
Okay. Leewards does get a portion of those revenue. So it's not a case where you don't. But you look at it, if you played those games back in the 80s, the revenue would have been substantial. Because now, not a lot of people go into the games. So if you're getting revenue, 1% of a million, and 1% of 200,000, you're still getting 1%, but one is going to be substantially less, right? And so it's not a case. So all that's worked out. Tony, let me just suggest something that Tony spoke to about just in hotels and the airlines and so on. It's not for lack of effort, man. I'm telling you. You see, I believe and I hear them, people still trying to deal with this COVID effect and how it set them back and whatever it is. And so you get that excuse. And it's not for lack of trying. We have tried. We have done some very creative things in terms of ensuring these tournaments happen. And it's not a case where the Leeward Island Cricket Board don't want to put these tournaments on. It's a case where the persons or the territories that participate are saying that X costs exceed my ability to attend. And so what you do, you try to create something that fits their budget. And that is what life is all about, right? Right, that's what life is about. We may need to go, we think that we need to go to the best university, because of reputation of the university. But do you have the funds to do that? If you get similar type of education somewhere else, and so you go get your degree somewhere else. And so what we've done, and that's what I'm saying, that's why I'm excited that the fact that we were able to play the two formats of the game. So the selectors got a chance to see who are more inclined to 50 over and who are better at the longer version of the game. And for a while, we really couldn't make that kind of assessment. And even so, you look at say an Antigua team, right? Antigua has a number of, or you describe as potentially quality batsmen, right? Potential quality bowlers. That's why I believe Hayden was so tactical in determining that I want to play for Montreal. Because if Hayden had played for Antigua, there is no way Hayden would have bowled 80-something overs in that tournament. Because Jimbo has to bowl, Karima has to bowl, Kofi has to bowl, right? Mackenzie has to bowl. And so what happened, what I noticed that they tried to share up the overs. And so you would have bowled less. So it was strategic to me to go and play for Montreal where you get to bowl all the overs. And that was very, very good in terms of his thinking. And so you find somebody like, I saw, for argument's sake, a young man in the practice yesterday, Greaves. He played only two matches for Antigua. For any one of the other teams, he would have played all the matches. And this young man, to me, has quality, has talent.
This guy, Michael.
Yeah.
Davis.
Great, has talent, right? He has talent. And had he gotten the full exposure and played the way I see played yesterday, right? To me, he would have created an impression on the selection panel. But it has always been, back in our day when we played, sometimes you bat at number 7 and you don't get a bat in because the top order bats so long. Or you just don't get your full complement because the bowling is so strong. And that's what happened. So there is still some inequity in that regard, and that's why you have a selection panel can see talent and then try and select that talent. But the in the Leewards, like in any other place, there's always going to be politics in terms of who get in and who don't get in and so on. But I'm not going to, and I don't want to take much time because, in terms of that. But so I'll just leave it there for now because the chairman hasn't spoken and he needs to speak.
Yeah, but I want to go back to where what you say is very important. What I say important, like that time there was Michael Graves. I saw him out Liberta.
Right.
I asked the guys, who the guy there? I saw him batting and stuff.
You saw him.
I think
Okay,
he open batsman or something, if I remember something correctly. One or two, three, something there. But he looked very good and stuff and say, that guy have a bright future.
Right.
So, a man like him, how you encourage him? Because he's not in the league and set up, he's not anything set up. What you say to Mr. Spencer, to whoever around him to encourage him?
What I would encourage, but you've got to understand that because the franchise is located in Antigua, I would encourage him to make himself available to practice with the franchise from time to time with the blessings of the coaching staff, right? The persons, unfortunately, in the other territories don't have that, except they fly to Antigua and try to find accommodation and all of that. But it's just an example. I just gave that as an example because that could have been anybody. But you just, when you see talent, it needs to be recognized. And to me, if you want something badly enough, you would make an effort to get it done, right? So it's just a matter of him making himself available whenever they have practice matches, which they would, to say to the coaching staff, when you have a practice match, please, I would like to be invited.
Right.
Or when they're training, you go there sometimes because of the priority will be placed on the franchise players. You may not get a batter, but you got to be patient and your time will come because obviously everybody who would have seen him, who understands the game, like you said, you went up to Liberty, you saw him one time. This is somebody that I've been tracking since under 15.
Okay.
I've told him that there's him, there's a little boy Onaje from Nevis, tall off spinner. That I don't know why he hasn't excelled further. There's a little left arm spinner from they call Shakes from Nevis too. The quality, this team that we have here, right, which I consider to be a very strong team. It don't have Alzari Joseph. It doesn't have Casey Cardi. It doesn't have Graves, right? It doesn't have Hayden Walsh, right? I could go and call the names. Jeremiah Louis is not in the team. And I could just go and call in names. Some should strain to you that it's not a lack of talent. And then I want to make this final point. Outside of those guys I've been talking about, and I could pick another 11 just from that, is that we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, but 6 youngsters vying for places in the next CWI World Cup team. I think they start their preparation maybe today or tomorrow, whenever the game is played. So that's the excitement I'm talking about, Taddy. When I see talent, I get excited, and I just want to see that talent comes through because here is my thinking. I'm going to take here's my thinking, and you talk about the longer version of the game.
Yeah,
which is
I'm going back there now.
No. This is that's what I believe in because I keep saying to everybody that if I only played 20 over and 50 over, you probably would not have heard me because I was not a strong hitter of the ball. I was a timer. That's how I made my money. But just in terms of overall strategy, and I'll speak to it. But I believe that if we, as Leeward Islands, right, focus on developing red ball cricketers, right? In the long run, we're going to be the best franchise in the Caribbean. Because why? Is that I believe the skills from red ball are transferable to white ball.
True.
But not vice versa.
True.
And so that's why, that's how I like to see the focus. But like I said to you, everything defending, funding, and the Leeward Island Cricket Board cannot be the only place that happens in terms of tournament. The local territories have to play a significant role in doing that on the ground, those development that take place. Identify a coach, run the program over and over. And when they get to the tournament, it's to practice those skills that they would have learned. And by that time, we will then have a cadre of players that we can almost select two 11s to go out there and defend the cause of Leeward Islands cricket.
Say something and then we get his Spence. We have to get his Spence for more.
He's not talking about say Michael Graves guy. He's ideally a 3 to 4 kind of guy. Can be picking since the 15 minute guy, you know.
Right.
He's not knocking a ball. He's a very good batsman. But for 4-day cricket, 3-day cricket, he had the kind of talent and the mentality. You get me come from? And I want to take to a party, you know, like I see this 20, 50 over nonsense. I call it nonsense.
Yeah.
Because all the talent you got, they can't develop unless you play 4-day cricket, you know. They're not going to develop. I want to tell you a story, you know. See the same way Kurt Dambos? When we're going to pick him, me and Vivi pick him. For New Lions team, me and Vivi. Because he got to be part of Hot Nizer. And Hot Nizer told him, he can't bowl in second spell. But he chat nonsense. I was going to bowl a good second spell. Force the hand. And pick if a good guy, you know. He ended up winning back chest inside, man. So even now I play a long version of the cricket. You're not going to man can bowl second spell and third spell. You're not going to tell you in the fast where you can bowl after lunch and after the can bowl.
True.
And if you never do it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
That's what you're all about.
Make I get his Spence now. Have get his Spence now. I'm going to change my
Somebody who said that Ambrose can't bowl second spell is somebody that didn't know him.
Right.
Because he grew up playing long run. Well, he had to bowl first and second spell or whatever he did. Granted, he may bowl out people too so fast in the first innings that the second spell don't come. But
I want to correct Enoch again.
Yeah.
Because Hot was a Leo Lions selector when he got Leo Lions team. Where he's going to pick for Leo Lions. Hot was a Leo Lions selector. He and Edwards from Montserrat.
Yeah.
And guy from Nevis.
you don't know him, man.
But I was saying to you, I had to sell Fifi. Who's boy best spell after lunch against Kelly and them against Singh. See that Diego? So I was saying to you, he can bowl second spell and third spell.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance to do something, anyway, he can bowl 4, you know.
True.
And 10 overs, you know.
But second spell when the sun come up.
When I was strong and fit and ready to go.
Yeah.
And like Enoch said rightfully, you know, if you can play the longer version, we keep telling you early. In India, man, the 15 before they could get. We can tell all the great guys. Given all them in one country. If we don't set, see, Enoch president me one, you know, all this 10 first class here, a waste of time. If you not 6 first class, you're not the standard set. Standard 4 week. When they got West Indies, they can't do nothing. All them, they see West Indies, they can't do nothing, you know. All them that's full of shit, they're good.
So,
When the fast bowlers start to come on, I noticed that. But the batsmen, them, how many make sense in the test cricket lately? Just count them. He won the sub director. How many make sense lately? Can't make it.
John Campbell.
Want the match. Just watch about shot he won.
But let's all get his Spence. Let's get him here for the morning.
Yeah, get him a good partner.
So Spence, let's go. Tell him I get shot, but I make it talk. You notice he beat you up.
I can patiently await Tati or anybody who would, you know, because all ideas must contend if you want to develop cricket, especially Leeward's cricket. And what I have to say here is that there's certain dynamics that individuals may not know about. And in forums like these, it allows you to say certain things to the general public. The president has spoken on a couple of things, and I would like to expand a bit on some of those things. Finances, as he did say, one of the problems, and I also operate in the capacity of coordinator of Leeward's cricket. Right, and one of the problems that is faced, and serious problems, is that territories cannot afford to attend tournaments that are going to last more than a week or even a few days. For instance, this year, when we decided to play the tournament, we had laid out a fixture where we're going to play 50 overs cricket in order to prepare us for the West Indies 50-over tournament. And then we will play 3-day cricket to prepare us for the West Indies 4-day tournaments. When the budget was put together, and you look at the dynamics and even the time frame, some countries are saying the players cannot afford to be away from work, you know, for this period. Some countries are even saying that they don't play red ball cricket in their territories. Hence, we had to be innovative because we want to be all inclusive, because it's one Leeward Islands, and hence we came up with this formula of the 3 one-days, 50 overs, and the 2 two-day games. Now, the reason for that, as we said, also is to enable us to see as many players as possible, and also to look at the economics involved. Having done that, as the president said, it afforded us an opportunity to see the talents that are there, not holistically, because as Mr. Arundel said, if you play maybe 3-day games and so forth, it would have been better. But on the other hand, you have to consider what also is played in the territories at the moment, and also what tournament we are going to be attending. And hence we try to squeeze that situation in. As selectors, it allows us to see, and not only from the existing tournament that you would have selected your players, because selection would be an accumulation of what you see and know about the players. It can be current form, it can be performances that are not far gone, it can be what they're gonna bring to the tournament at this given moment to enhance your team. There can be, other factors that you take into consideration, like the structure of the squad that you want to present in the tournament based on the territory in which you're playing, the opponents that you're going to play against, and things like that. So all those are taken into consideration. And one of the significant things is that we look on the build-up of Leeward's cricket, because we don't want to fall in a situation where in the next year or two, we have 6 or 5 key players leaving the Leewards, and we don't have proper replacements. And hence, we look at all those factors, the 3 selectors, and we decided that we have a mixture of youth and experience. And we weren't overly challenged in terms of selection, because when we sat in our pre-selection meeting, we knew our numbers, how many batsmen, how many spinners, how many seamers we're going to need to make up our 14. And then we look at the characteristics of the players in terms of what they offer us at this given time to go into a tournament. For too long, we have been coming second, or third, or so forth. And we decide there are 2 factors here. We're putting out players that can get into a West Indies setup. And we also put in these players, they perform well enough for the Leewards, they will get into a West Indies setup. And we're putting them there, of course, to secondly win a tournament. And hence, we came up with the squad that we came up with. Opinions may differ in terms of who should be there and who should not be there. But the important thing I always say is for selectors to be fair-minded and to watch the cricket and to use their knowledge, their skills, and their ability to select a team, which I know always somebody may disagree with a 1 or 2 or so selection. But the fact remains is that we watch the cricket, we made the analogy as to what we're looking for, and I also can say that in this year's tournament, along with the experience that we have about the players, that we have done our best, in our opinion, in terms of coming up with this squad, and we always expect that you're going to get people who may disagree, as I said. But I always say also, when you select a team and somebody tell me that this person should be in, I always say to them, okay, give me the rationale of who is there that should be out. you know, this kind of thing. And I know there's a big hullabaloo about Hayden Walsh and
Well,
Mackenzie.
I just want to tell you that I have a question for our good friend George Ferris watching and tell me to ask that question. So,
And-
George, you listen up to the answer for that question.
And
George.
Mackenzie, there is no secret if we are honest with ourselves as first and foremost a supporter of Hayden.
Let me just jump in here.
Good.
Let me jump in here, right?
George Ferris ask a question. So you want to jump.
Let me just jump in here. I'm speaking now, putting on a presidential hat, right? Look, we're not pitting one player against the other. These are players that Leeward Island cricket value, right? We value all our cricketers. Somebody like Hayden Walsh would have made tremendous contribution to Leeward Island's cricket. And for me, if it gets personal, if I can see that the selectors are getting personal in terms of not selecting Hayden, that's where I jump in, right? If they're selecting a team that they believe that can do the job, get the job done. But the idea that somebody wants to pit Hayden against me or me against Taddy and so on, we all have one objective at Leeward Islands players, and that is to win this tournament. In the case of Hayden, he will explain exactly what happened, but I just wanted to say that, look, we are not for picking a Kitty Shanova and Antigua or Montserrat or Hayden against Mackenzie or whatever it is. We're looking to select what we consider the best team for the tournament.
I was coming right there, Prezi. I was coming to that area. And what I was actually saying here is that whereas if you're following the cricket, whereas Mackenzie is on the incline, if you follow the last year up to present of Hayden, and I must say he did bowl in one particular match very well in the tournament that I watched. Mackenzie's on the incline. Hayden for the last year for Leewards was on the decline. And you may even go back to remember that Hayden was dropped when we went for the St. Lucia leg of the tour. When we went back to St. Kitts because of the nature of the pitches there, we decided that we'd bring him back for those matches. And he did not bowl well in those matches either. He went for 100 in both matches with maybe a total of three wickets also. And it's not only statistics, but you're there to watch what transpired. And you could see that he was not, at the top of his game. And it was showing total decline. Even in his fielding, I branded Hayden as one of the best fielders ever in the West Indies. But even in that, and you're human, you can drop catches, you can miss field balls, this was happening too. So we feel that there is an opportunity, a place for him. Our 4th day is still coming up. We're going to have practices, whether territorial matches or best of things like that. So it's not like putting one player against the other. We feel at this particular moment, Mackenzie is definitely the player that would bring us the best value at this time in our 50 over cricket.
President,
I want to go back to 1 second, Kerry. 1 second. I want to go back to that question with Hayden. I don't want to go here because this tournament for Hayden here, because I've been watching it and hearing it. I think Hayden got the most wicket, if I remember something correctly. And I think he scored some runs too. And I don't think how much people talk about his feeling. It was awful. Because you're talking about presently. I hear talking about in the past. Well, no, this one just finished 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And this guy, for me, came out chumps and being overlooked and stuff. How you encourage a man like that, attempt that he's still in the picture when I'm thinking like him now. I know I perform well. And you may tell me that I'm thinking about you down the road before they pick it out and stuff. But this perform good just the other day. I know more and play. How encourage him?
You must consider, as I said, the build-up of the squad.
Okay.
Right? And if you have a build-up of a squad, and you want one particular type of player, and you have a choice of 3 or 4, because Hayden wasn't the only spinner that's been left out, or a spinner that's been left out.
Right.
So you go for what you think at the moment is going to give you the best value. Now, in terms of, and you spoke about the stats, and started spoke about stats earlier on. Yes, in the overall tournament, Hayden got 17 wickets. So we're going to talk stats. And the reason why I brought stats into the picture when I was on radio with the other station is that they challenged me on the stats. And I said to them, okay, yes, Hayden got 17 wickets in 85 overs. Mackenzie got 14 wickets in 28 overs. And it's not the stats alone. You watch to see what has been done. You watch how Mackenzie mesmerized Nevis switched to me outside of Antigua, the best batting lineup, right? Also in his other spells. Now, the fact here is that it boils down that I was questioning about the 50 overs of the tournament, where both of them got the same amount of wickets. Mackenzie got his wickets at 1 wicket every 2 overs. Hayden got his wickets at 1 wicket every 6 overs. Now we know, based on the structure of our team, is that our wrist spinner is going to be called upon to be the real strike bowler, especially in the middle. And if you're striking at 1 wicket every 2 overs, in comparison to someone who's striking at 1 wicket every 6 overs. In the tournament, I just went by.
That's the comparison you're using. That's the comparison you're using now to go into
West Indies tournament.
Hold on.
Yeah. You might jump in there because I would like sometimes, you know, as a
as I clearly said, Mackenzie is on the incline. He is earmarked for the West Indies on the 19th. He was selected in the franchise. He played in the breakout league where he came out the top bowler in the breakout league for the Leeward Islands. So what do you do with someone like that who is at the top of his game, as opposed to someone who I'm not saying is not still a reasonably good cricketer, but what do you do?
Pick the 2. We got to pick the 2?
Not in the structure of the team.
Okay.
You know, obviously, if you may be picking maybe a 4-day team and you're allowed to pick 16, you would think about picking stuff. But then it just seemed to be a clamor, right, for picking one over the other. But then, yes, that would likely happen. You have to pick one over the other. But in the eyes of all 3 selectors, this is what we saw and this is what we feel would serve us best.
Yeah, Kerry, you have what happening?
I was time for all the selectors. I heard nothing a while ago.
Say.
You ever watch India play 2? India play 2 spin all the time, you know. India play 2. If you're good, you're good. If you're good, you're good. I can say something, you know.
Because that's why it's 2.
I'm a Michael Mackenzie fan.
Right.
I get a fan. I love him. I didn't think he would leave like a big team long time. Even versus this 2 in team.
Right. I
mean, I don't back with that, you know.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I don't back with that.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I think the boy very talented and had the potential. And the selector go along with you, this Enoch president go along with you, say, well, we can't have two players in the same team.
I did not say you cannot, you know.
And why can't 2 spin on 1 team?
I never said that.
I think we got to make up the
It's in the nature of some team. But I want to say one other thing, you know.
Yeah, good.
I want to say one other thing too, you know. I want to say something else too, because I heard the person something earlier, me dead will laugh. I want to come in again now. Teams in the play, red bar in the territory. Supposed to jump them out. You don't have the red bar in. Where want to leave that for? Wait till they're ready.
Eh? 4 teams.
Yeah, a couple guys said them something. You don't have the red bar. Where want to win the tournament for? Yeah, where want to win the tournament without the red bar cricket? You mean what future they got in the game? There's nonsense again. I love politics, quantity, not quality. That's what here they were going on. What do you want all them for? You don't have the red bar cricket.
Well, my question with that line was going to ask them, what are the board doing to get in those territories to try to meet with them and see how you can assist them for have the red card? It's unfair for our team that have red bar cricket and stuff, and they play white bar cricket and all kind of stuff. Because in Senkis play any red bar cricket in Senkis?
Not to my knowledge.
And Nevis don't play in red bar cricket either.
Okay. My question,
Gary.
Director, President, sir.
President, the director. And director.
Also, you know, it's about the president.
See, I tell you something about that. Like, I get the email, and it said, you know, I can do like about 30 years now. And we said, what somebody tell me, I don't know if it's true.
Well, why the Swiss man say good morning? Why the Swiss man say good morning watching you? Especially good morning to my Swiss man. That's Mr. Knight watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kerry.
Don't worry about people say whatever.
So, looking from the chairman's yeah. It's still a future for them. Players go through transition, you know, psychological transition sometimes, especially when they play for so long. Right. And then they get dropped. How can you bounce back? Or what the board is doing sometimes because these kind of players. Because sometimes players, you know, I started playing when I was 25. So I laugh at them because I didn't know that. But there was no, early game, no one came to find out what was going to be mental, emotional, what I needed help with.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I would be the one to answer that because I reached out to him after the squad was selected, right? And 2 occasions I called, and I can show you on my phone. 2 occasions I called, he didn't answer. I don't know if he wasn't at his phone. On the 3rd occasion I called, he said if I want to speak with him, and I told him yes. I replied yes. And I told him I'll be at the recreation grounds at a particular time, so he could meet me there. He never showed up. Right? Now, my intention, because you know we have some practice matches, and my intention was to invite him, you know, if he wishes to come and play in our practice matches, to keep him, you know, and even then, because we don't do things at the office, I'll tell you, we don't, it's for us there, and we don't do things unprofessionally as some people may think.
So you have a professional psychologist to speak to a player like that?
We don't. Well, we said we don't. Can we, you know we don't have the resources. But what I'm saying to you is that what we do, right, in terms of being creative, if we feel that any of our players need help, if it's like, what kind of help they have, and we don't have the expertise, we reach out to Cricket West Indies. And we say to them that we have a player that we need some help with. And Cricket West Indies never refused to assist us in that regard. Because Cricket West Indies is our parent company, and they have the resources to hire these expertise. And so we will do that. But like I said to you, we are going to do everything possible to ensure we look after our players. There are Leeward Island players who are given heart and soul sometimes without being paid. A lot of time without being, not sometimes, a lot of time without being paid. I can speak to that personally, right? So I understand that. I am bringing that experience to bear in terms of what happened. And I want to ensure, that's why I said to you, anytime the selection panel becomes personal, that's when I jump in. But, you know, in a situation, because guys, I would say this to you, right? Life is not, and you know this term, life is not a bed of roses. My personal experience, guy, I did so well for Antigua, right? That they saw it fit to include me in a Leeward Islands team to play against the Windward to select the Combined Islands team. I went, excited young man, I go on to Nevis, because boy, you get chances, I'm going to play. Second 11, Enoch not in the first. They're playing 2 practice matches. Enoch not in the first 11. So I said, cool, all right. Come on, got 100 in that game. Michael will tell you, he got 100. Then one played in Nevis, one in St. Kitts. The next game in St. Kitts, now I say, well, it's automatic. Because if you bring players, everybody will get a chance to, you know, to just select them. They leave me on the second game too. And I picked up my stuff and came home. I said, look, Scotiabank waiting for me. And I knew time was of the essence. I didn't have a day to waste. So if I'm not playing best, I go home. And I came home, went back to work. And so it's challenges. The people who make it in this life are not people that was devoid of challenges, you know, are the people who overcome challenges.
That's true.
So what I'm saying to you, if they're determined, and I'm sitting in the selection panel, you as a selector, if you were in that panel, would say, we're going to pick 2 leg spinners. We feel that that's our best shot, and we're going to leave out our off spinner. We don't think that we're going to leave out, we're going to leave out our leg spinner. Or we're not going to carry 4 fast balls, we can carry 3. Or you breaking away. But that panel sat down, thought about it, and determined that I'm going to pick 1 wrist spinner, 1 orthodox right spinner, 1 orthodox leg spinner to make up my core in terms of my spin core. So look, whether I don't know whether right. You can't tell me the right or wrong. Nobody can make that determination definitively, right? What I can tell you, he spoke about it, and not in the case of identifying one player over the next, but he spoke about it, how he likes Mackenzie. It's not he alone that like Mackenzie. So if they then determine, look, I want one spinner, and they left out Michael Mackenzie, you would get the same clamor. That how could you all leave out an 18-year-old who is on the ascendancy, who has just been identified as somebody to represent West Indies in the next under-19 World Cup, somebody who got selected to a CPL team, right? Somebody who was the leading wicket keeper with breakout, and so. You have to ask those questions. So they are going to questions on both sides.
But Judge, not to cut across them, Mr. President, but Judge Ferris, they're saying, well, opposite of what you say here. My friend Bess, you should not discard an international player like Hayden for a player who has never been tested at the highest level, especially an all-rounder and one of the best fielders in the world. I believe that Hayden should have been given a chance to redeem himself instead of being discarded. That's what Judge Ferris said.
No, and this is not, this word discarded, I got to address.
Yeah.
He was not selected for this particular tournament. But discarding sounds like you throw him out. And as he said, and I've heard the other selector, Ambrose said, and the court says that Hayden is not in any way, in the opinion, finished. They have made that very clear. So Hayden has not been discarded. He wasn't selected for this particular tournament. And like I say, opinions differ. I probably, if I were in the selection panel, would have gone a totally different direction. Maybe I would look at and say, well, do I need one of those batsmen? Can he play as a batsman or something like that as well? And just find, if you feel that is something that you want to do. But I mean, I have to respect the selection panel in terms of the decision making. May disagree, but you can disagree respectfully. But once, like I said to you, they don't get personal, then.
I'm here looking at the footy right now as we speak. I see Caribbean goal captain,
yes,
Tuckett Boyle, which is a very good move, I think. I think he's a bright future as a leader. Michael Louis, Kofi James, Tyrone Williams, Joel Andrew, Jamal Halton, which is quite a question mark by his name for me personally. Nathan Edwards, Rakeem Carwell, same thing. Michael McKenzie. This is what? Some Landford?
Landford, fast bowler.
A fast bowler?
Yes.
When I say fast, I mean fast.
Nobody, I don't think anybody is fast. He's not Alzheimer's.
I hear.
So they're medium fast.
Why don't you wouldn't have a pitman fast? I don't know. We never see the guy. He fast.
He can bowl fast balls.
Okay.
But he consistently fast.
No.
So I would say when the coaches do the poor job, then I get in the fit and strong. That's what you're telling me.
He can get when his rhythm is right, he can get it up to, I believe.
So all right. So
O'Shea Thomas. Question mark there for me personally. I think he the same like Tanya said that both four over fast, and after that he finished.
So again,
Ishmael Peters, you call up for the thing CC or whatever, but I don't know how.
They want to jump in and something. I want to go to some of the best.
Yeah.
Guy, he's clamoring and pushing for Mackenzie, and I like Mackenzie. You know that.
Yes.
But guy as Mackenzie and the ascendancy, like
right. Yes. Yes.
But I can recall when I had a job, my good friend, a guy will bring in Sunday, use his allowance. And selectors say, he look like he make West in his team, so he bring in a young boy named
Gonna.
They want to kill him.
Kill who?
I can tell you what happened.
Use it,
When he
Lawrence?
came, right?
Lawrence?
Yeah, no, Jensen Joseph.
He not kill it.
Enoch was a captain. Enoch was a captain.
I'm interested to hear this.
And I said to Enoch and Hutton and the selectors, bat him at number 3.
Right.
Okay, they're your best position.
Did you bat him at number 3?
Hold on, man. Number 3 bat the item come back.
You never bat number 3 but come by yourself.
Fucking wait. You know yourself. You know the
Bat in the middle of the
Yeah.
You know that.
top in nonsense, top line up. Wait a minute, John. Number 3 bat, but take on come and see number 3 bat.
Jensen then batted.
He like that. Oh, Lord. He like that car we're in about now. He like arguing nonsense.
Yeah.
He like arguing nonsense. You can't tell me.
Continue, sir.
You don't be a PS going to be number 3. That first match, number 3 top play. You can't tell me what going on. You can't tell me what going on.
And I love Joe Tree.
I number 3 bat all the time going to come by school. He bat. Best. Go to number 3 all the days and come by school meeting. You can't tell me about that. Me know you, me picky. You the pick come by school team. Don't make it pick on me. Me pick who want, who don't want. Like I said to you, go to number 3 all the days in life. Hold on. One picture of myself, what I'm saying. What do you mean to lie? You need to lie in business. But tell you already now. Nobody knows this more than me on the cricket now.
Right.
Me live on, look, I think cricket starting then I get a car.
Yeah.
Can make me make money, so me like let's go and make money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say to you again, go on about number 3. You'll get about the number 3 P school too. When they went to see him. I came come and school about number 3. He started to make runs, plenty runs, but he wasn't proficient at spin bowling.
Okay.
He was coming out real good. He was coming out real good when he started score centuries. So when he was there, started score at the runs now. When he get to the child, he makes the runs. We're going to want to get bowl past them, almost all them too. You know the song go. So I propose to my partner, what nice, that back the man at number 3. The best position. He likes the number 3 free position. So there's 2 games Earl. Sink is in news. Get out of nothing. So he not available for the next match in Montserrat. We can call it, are you selector? He bat number 3, but as Georgia got Montserrat, but they put down 300. So he go and spin ball, come on. First man, shot, go pull, get LBW, it makes him done. The next match went Anguilla, number 3, scored century. I never see number 3 again in life.
You know the captain side.
You know the captain. It's after captain in Montserrat and Anguilla. Never get a chance to bat again. I started to say this, we hope I do the same to the Mackenzie. When you have number 3, because if South I would think like I, the Cali will be a nobody. Cali will be a nobody. And we hope bad for one thing, we keep us all bad. Nonsense. Your bathroom man is strong, he's shed this. Not, guy said to eat for part what time, like, no. If you bat reach number 6, you'll be cockroach in the foul house. When you get 6 spin bowler, come on. If you only bat it down there, when you be spinners, you'll be a nobody. Your bad player card in strength. And I don't want Enoch and best with the nonsense going about the middle of the combine school. Never once in your life. But number 3 combine school.
Well, let's say
Let me tell you, guys' opinion is so varied, right? Because I am on record of saying that Thaddeum Brand did the worst thing for cricket in Sweets. And they banned Sweets. Right? Because they picked 6 or 7 guys from Sweets to play in a combined team.
Combine school. Combine
from the field. And we said we can't do, and they banned Sweets.
They banned Sweets.
Yes! Which was, look, it meant so they can cricket in Sweets. Because I was saying to you, we had so many young cricketers coming through at the time, right?
Can you tell them, tell you why, you know?
But I just told you why. You pick 7 guys from Sweets.
Hold on. Or explain to the public.
No.
In those days, unless you play first class, you can pick one ticket team.
Okay. So you want to expose
the public that
you want to expose players to first class to play anti side. Okay.
So that was the reason.
What about the skill of negotiations? Because you can't.
Hold on. Don't say negotiate with first class people.
No. Negotiate
It's Swiss club we're talking about.
Negotiate Swiss club. Look, we had a young man named Roberts coming to us an all-rounder at the time, right?
Who was that?
That's Roberts.
That guy
was on a trajectory, right?
Me carry was just saying by 1980 when 17
No,
years
not
old.
him, no, not talk.
They can't tell about him. When 17 he'll be picky.
But you killing it.
How will he kill it?
You,
Because
the decision that you made kill it.
I want to become a good. And if it comes in, I get prepared for the team.
He wasn't even in the Sweets team yet.
So,
What's that you? Hold on.
Hold on.
The team that you selected, he wasn't in the squad. So he was in Sweet team, but not in the team that you
The team
selected.
went the same by 1980.
Right. The team that you
The team went the same by 1980.
We're not talking about that.
And that's what I asked about.
I'm asking you.
I didn't know the guy first. 1980.
The 7 guys you selected from Sweet.
What year that?
He was not one of them.
What year?
They don't matter.
What year the matter?
So what I'm saying is decision making.
Right, correct.
It's decision making. You make a decision. It's a decision. It turns out that it hurt Sweet cricket significantly. Today, them guys can't catch themselves.
Because they don't want to play.
No,
Nonsense.
because the guys.
They played on after that.
The guy took off, went to the state.
I played it go. That's
Right? But what I'm saying to you,
So
you know the time.
So they go saying they went to them come back.
You know the time that Sweet was the
Say they was going to them come back. Plenty of them. Me know that too. So you can't tell me to be carried them.
But I'm just, that's not the point. I want to make the point about decision making, right?
Yes.
So you made a decision. You felt that that was a good decision.
I think I need opportunity to play with
Right.
first class and to the team. That was the decision. It wasn't against Sweet's team.
No.
My point.
No, what I'm saying to you, right? You're gonna find decisions that are made over time that affect one party, negatively, while the other party gets affected positively. It's life, right? Life just has to go on. And the point I'm making is that look, your success or what you think in life, it wasn't a smooth road that you followed. There were challenges that you had to overcome, obstacles that you had to maneuver around and over and under, right? To get where you want to. But so that all the decisions that are made are not going to be in your favor. I know that. I'm old enough to know that. When I came to town first, the Taddy, I made the most runs in the first year I came to town. I made the most runs in the second year I came to town. And I couldn't get into a team.
What year was that?
Not even a year. But I am not a year, but we talk about records.
I did first one.
You know how I get into a team, and that's why I always credit this man. St. John's went on a goodwill tour to St. Kitts, right? And we played a team there that include the lawyer.
Wilkins.
Seemingly, I didn't know him, but he played in England, studied England, and bowled.
Cambridge one.
Bowled a left arm seam up, right? Seam option, and get the ball to swing. Telling you, Kerry, he bowled me a ball that was
He might be watching it now.
the ball was coming into me in the ear. And when he hit, it left me. And I was there looking what's come to, and when he left me, and I just leaned back and just hit the ball for his point. The man come down look at me as if, well, I took up something for him. I stole something from him. So I just backed away and then he moved the man from forward point and put him behind point where he hit the ball, right? 2 balls later, he bowled me similar ball, and he come hit in front of the point. What about lunchtime? I didn't know the man just walk off the field, right? I'll tell you, from New Winter, came and told me the man came out in a fury. Hot Nizer was out there. Tell Hot Nizer, how come the little boy did not play for Antigua? He is the best batsman in Antigua. The man going, no. That's how Antigua picked me. So I'm saying to you, it's not adversities are going to present themselves, right? But you have to understand that you need to find a way around and over and above those adversities. And that's how, right? That's how you build your character. That's how sound character is built. I went on to become captain of Antigua.
Not only captain,
and whatever
not only
it is,
captain,
right?
a great batsman.
So
we tell us all the time. Tell us all the time.
It says it's 100 needles.
So-
It's 100 needles.
one setback in life should not stop you from making progress. When we look at it, suppose, right? Let's say he just indicated that he got hit to come play the practice match. Suppose Micah goes down there, or any one of the players going there, and there's an injury. Before the even tournament starts, who do you send for? You see what I'm saying to you? Do you send for it and say, well, he took more. His attitude might not be right, and in terms of this is not a one-match team. Does he fit into the team, right? Okay. So I'm not saying he wouldn't, but we got to take a broad look when we are making decisions and when we are reacting to certain situations.
I have two questions.
You want to see? Give me a break today.
No. I have a question.
He said something very interesting to me.
Good.
If the mic goes on there, I'm going to ask him selected. I have standby players.
They do.
I can tell you the reason why I asked him. Oh, Lord, okay, good. Okay, when I was going to pick up, this same our friend out there said to me, but you're not in the league in the squad. How are we going to pick him? That he said to me, and Vivi. So that's why I asked our reserve players. Is Michael in the reserve squad?
Micah?
Graves.
We know the guy, Graves. So how you get picked in the reserves? That's why I asked what the reserves just now.
No, I'm not saying Graves are going to get picked up. What I'm saying, what I said to you, is just an observation I made.
But reserve squad.
Because I don't get involved in the selection. I'm just saying, I went there as a spectator to watch. And I'm just saying, I just did the eye test, what I saw.
I have a question on the board for Mr. Chairman. Banyus is saying that for him, he prefer to pick Pittman over O'Shane. And Zaza is saying here, if you pick Hamilton and Jewel, how can you pick Hayden and McKenzie? So you can answer that question.
It's now only Hamilton and Tingo. Remember, talking to the keeper.
I heard that in the news. To talk it to
they pick two keepers.
Yeah.
And I'm not before you answer. There was a time when we get accused on the top 10 radio for picking three keepers for Antigua. Nobody said they're three batsmen.
Okay. Right. So that's what you hear what the chairman said?
That's the point. Clearly, Hamilton was one of our top batsmen last season. For sure. Right? He still has something to offer Lewis cricket. He's a good team man too. Right? Tuckett, as you know, as it says on the ascendance, the last 2 years in the academy, you've seen what he has done.
Correct.
Right? Joel, of course.
Wait, what is of course? Explain of course to me.
Has performed relatively well for the Leewards and also has some potential. Given his age, you want to give him a chance in terms of his development too. And I would not frown on anybody who says that.
But let me be the devil advocate here. For me personally, sometimes you need to drop a player so a player can learn, be more hungry. So sometimes when I give somebody something too easy, they don't work. So like how I keep my children, I don't get to ease my work for it. So they want me to work. So for me, so I get something. I gotta give in a couple of years. But for me, Joel, let's spend too much time on a player.
No, now you ask what the of course is now. I want to get to the of course. The of course of me, that's why I said to you, if you're going to pick a statistics based on the head and watch, I heard this too, yeah. Maybe George will get in the pick. He didn't do the tournament in terms of batting. So I look. The talent is on the team. I can't tell about statistics.
But the issue of statistics came up because I was questioned about.
Okay, maybe I heard some later. I didn't hear all that.
Right? But you understand. Look, as an individual, people have varying opinions.
True.
And I listen to people's opinion, and I am not going to be upset if you have a different opinion than I do when it comes to selection. I listen, but I can give you the rationale why things are done. The way it's been done, you will give me yours. Right? In the final analysis, we can only select 14 players. And, for me, I'll just say to individuals, let us support the 14 players that are there, irrespective if they're Antiguan, Barbudans, Kitchens or divisions, whatever. That's our Leeward Island squad. And, you know, I expect ardent cricket fans to give their support to the Leeward Islands team, irrespective of you thinking. Because, I mean, I've criticized selection of teams, you know, before, in my mind, when I say criticize it, I think that this player should be there. And I would give my rationale why I think, and I will say I think that this player should be out. If I'm going to say somebody should be in. But what I'm not hearing from individuals wholesalely is this player should be out and this player should be in, and give me the reason.
But let me ask you a question though. They have a guy from St. Kitts here, Jeremiah Louis. He was a 7 Western school, get picking Western, but he get blocked now and stuff. But he performed well for Leewards over the years and stuff. Well, I don't know, let me not use the word discarded. He didn't make the squad. I came blue as you.
Okay.
He didn't make the squad. Watch the second Kitts coming. Because somebody from St. Kitts called me last week and asked me, he managed St. Kitts with a tournament, only one player from St. Kitts get picked. So I want to answer that person for me who called me. And I called him, they know who they be with that call.
Let me address that fact, because I'm very frank and open with these things. I have been monitoring Jerry throughout. Jerry advised that he is not fully healed.
Okay.
So that is a situation.
So that answers that question easily.
Right.
He advised. He actually didn't even bowl in the first match he played for St. Kitts.
The first match or the first two matches?
Matches. And I think he bowled in that
And when he bowled off a short run.
Okay.
I see the ball just
he didn't put all into because he's testing himself still.
see what he is.
To see where
So he's not back. He's not back here.
I mean, even at the practice here in Antigua,
He didn't play. He didn't play. Yeah, he's
part of the franchise. He came, you know, for this franchise.
Right.
But even the practice here, we didn't put him to go and play.
I guess, Mr. President, when you release teams, we
With the Ireland.
have the guy in the franchise in a base selected. We pay him to be fit, and he's not fit.
Well, I don't want to be careful with Jerry when we don't say fit. What happened is he broke
We're
his leg.
protecting him.
Right.
He broke his leg, and that leg has not healed
Okay.
the way that he feels confident enough to really land on it.
But they want to go something. You want to get with the selector. You know, the selector for all this thing, they got the wrong ideas. What position the boy Joel bat for this tournament? Andrew Guy.
Fantiga?
Yeah. And so the selector, he had selected.
No, for Leeward. But he's not Antigua selector.
You are a selector. No, but you watch the games.
No, so when he's a selector, right?
Yeah, but you watch the games.
He sound like
You hear that? He said, well, he bats at 5.
Right.
The boy best position was number 3 and so. The boy Andrew. When he had the ball come out, he bat to feel the ball good. When you go in and beat the spin ball and so. What do you see?
You want slug sweeper and reverse
I
sweep.
can nonsense sweep. He become for he want to get in there. I can level bat and fast ball and get in early.
Look,
I'll explain the dynamics. If you permit people, please.
Yeah.
I'll explain the dynamics of the Antigua team. What I noticed, they went there with the intention of ensuring that players who may be fringe players, they think for Leewards, I believe you give them an opportunity to be in the spotlight, right?
that's an assumption you made. Not clear.
I told that many years when Khan was captain selector, I saw that the Khan was captain selector, I saw that.
Do you think Antigua team was balanced? Was a balance?
It could have been a little, in my opinion, see, this is where opinion comes in. In my opinion, there are 1 or 2 players that could have been there that wasn't there. But it's up to the Antigua selectors. They knew what they were looking for. They knew what they wanted to present to Leeward Islands.
We're going for the best. Selectors did a poor job this year. They should fire all of them. I can tell you when I say that again. The tournament cricket season finished in June. You had 3-4 months of training team. You had our young boys playing cricket on the weekend and practice and so on. And then speaking 18. A young boy like Miller, who is
I was supposed to say
a boy one of the best talent. Let me tell you, so when we go to cricket field and I see Miller And what the guy named again?
Tennis.
I tell myself, boy, we supposed to coach, but then what's in this team? You usually coach people. But you see the talent, you're happy. You see, this is a West Indies man.
So that's what I'm saying. It's your opinion vary because what I'm saying to you, if I were an Antiguan selector, there is no way that Miller would not be on that team. I just have to put him on. Look, you see, understand your responsibility. Right? You are responsible for developing the plan, the platform. You need to give that platform. And the same thing I'm talking about, just go back to Michael McKenzie. If we don't give him that platform, right, who's going to give it to him? Before the draft, right, hearing that certain teams are just waiting
to see if we don't put him in.
Waiting for us to just don't protect him. Just leave him in the draft. And they're gone with it, right? So that's it. So, you know, we get accused all the time of not producing players. And now we have produced something with a potential. We have to give it attention. We have to give it, in my opinion, Ridley Jacobs, gentlemen, got his chance when he was about 29 or 28 and all that.
Sure.
Ridley Jacobs went with the under-19 team, West Indies under-19 team. I understand.
1987.
Scored 1-1 less than Brian.
Well,
and never got an opportunity. Antigua just left him out there. Antigua just left him out there.
That's what played in Australia.
Right.
1987.
We can't afford to do that anymore. We got to look after them young people and give them a chance and give them.
But boy, I knock you now, okay. Best of some while ago. Boy, I knock you the whole lot. Boy, I knock you.
Yeah.
Best said a while ago, but Charlie Carnwell did that many years ago. Put them on back here when you're captain, when I was selected. Push up my head so I can see them. And now look at Enoch playing a one-day cricket. If you have 3 of the matches, everybody get a chance to see them. You can tell more finance again. But if you play 3 of the cricket, I agree with you entirely.
We agree. Me and you sing the same choir here. We sing the same choir, we sing the same tune, right? Well, let me tell you something about what you understand about marketing, right? You can think you produce the best product, you know, but you're selling it to a public. In the public, like, in your mind, product A is the best product and product B is lesser. But the public is buying thing B. So you have to sell the public if you want to stay in business. You see, I remember when we first started to play T10 cricket up at Recreation Ground.
Yeah.
I mean, people like that, you know, I guess sort of, they call it ship cricket, right? That's what it is. That's the description, right?
Yeah.
Look at what happened. It's supposed to be, look, if we had the vision to brand it and so on.
Antigua has a good money now.
We would have had so much money, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy. So what happened is, you see, you, as a leader, you have to look out, you have to be cognizant of what is it that the people want. And we talk about, I want to address the red ball situation so that you all talk about. If one of your children is not doing well, you don't leave them out, you encourage them. That's what you do. Territories that are not playing red ball, you keep encouraging them to do it. I have heard stories that, the players don't want to play. So my latest recommendation to the territories, you may not have a red ball tournament itself, but at some point in time, maybe every quarter, every month, every quarter, whatever it is, you do what you call a best of the best. Pick your best 24, 28 players, and you organize a red ball game. Red ball, then do it in the next quarter, do it in the next quarter, and do it so they become familiar with red ball cricket. Rather than saying they don't have a tournament, you have to be innovative, right?
So I mean, leaders that are creative and have vision and stuff like that. I mean, have vision.
Right? There's a quote that says, live your life like an exclamation rather than explanation.
Right.
You got to be bold. Right, you gotta be bold. You gotta be instinctive. You gotta be intentional, right? Or else you gotta keep explaining yourself for life. You gotta be inventive, right? And so look, when you have lemons, as they say, you mix lemonade, right? And that's what we're doing. As it is right now, the territories have indicated that they've approached their government. Some are more forthcoming than others, right? Well, I can tell you that as president, I wrote a letter to all the heads of governments in the Leeward Islands. What I asked them for was the equivalent of 60,000 EC, right? Each? Just each, right? What I was trying to do, 60,000 US. What I was trying to do, right, is to utilize that money to assist development where I can. I could take a coach, what I'm trying to take a coach that I believe where I see potential talent. Either I bring all of them together here in a camp, or I send that coach to go and do some work. What I offered was the fact that, look, we have a Leeward Island franchise, which comprises of 15 people. If you do that, if everybody does that, I will allow everybody to send an extra player of your choosing, to come and be part of that. You're going to have to look after them in terms of the housing and all of that. Because what I want to make it, I'm going to have to hire an extra coach. I'm going to have to hire 1 or 2 extra coaches just to work with them, but they're right there and they will be integrated in and out. Some, some of the players they bring may not be at the level that these guys are at. And you know that you're not going to mix primary school and secondary school people in the same class. It's going to slow down the learning of those people out there. So that's what I'm saying. But they will be there. They'll get part of the overall coaching, right? They'll be part of all the learning that takes place in terms of any classroom. Anybody we bring in to address them on any topic, nutrition, anything, they'll be part of that. So they're learning and they're just waiting there in the wings. And so he talks about succession planning. And that's what we're doing. So you have those players they identified. I asked the coach on the selection panel the other day to give me a, what's the word I'm looking for? A next in line, I'm looking for a word, it's succession, the succession team. Who you have?
Next generation X. Next generation.
Who do you have on that list? So you're not bursting your head if all of a sudden your OPMA goes down. And when I say OPMA, I just want to use the opportunity to say congratulations to all the players that were selected and to those players who did well in the team as well. But I can't help, I just want to say, kind of special congratulations to T. Williams. He's been around and look at him. He was part of the franchise, right? Got let go. He's back. He come back with a bang, 195, right? That's what I'm talking about. So don't let the hurdle stop you. And he just needs to understand that he needs to just keep working, because the world, he can still conquer the world at his age. That's
kind of joke,
When I want to ask 3 questions. When
You get the 3 questions, man.
No, I want to ask about fast bowler.
He like say he can get some coach, but they want to go find the coach from. Because he can't be Sammy. Because Sammy a disaster. So the problem is this girl. The problem is with this cricket story, right? Says the classroom, the coach and the guy, that can't, they don't know more the game.
Level 3 and level 4.
They don't know more the game.
Yeah.
They can't teach where they know.
Yeah.
See, if you can explain something they never do. Like me can do, because me don't know what to do. Because nobody can tell me about.
So I want to hide.
Nobody want a job. He will tell you, when Bernard King was a coach of Australia, West Indies, he tell us, come back to me, let me teach monks so we'll get it right. That nonsense, They were classroom coach. They don't play games in Addis and they can't teach nobody nothing. So we don't want to go to the Enoch with a coach basis and coach story. Coaches, if the knowledge of the good are as well. If we see one coach or a real coach, might find somebody from Australia ain't gonna bring them down here. And then got down here. You obviously not doing a good job because we see mind can't bat that. Why watch them bat? But he mentioned them a while ago now. I mean he about it for years, saying T Willie. And I saw him playing the leader and two the other day. When I was stream couple games with them, no pickets. I was telling you, how he also done see it? How he also done see it? He done say cricket match, but 50 overs, he start at 20, he have a time, but and I saw that over and over, they come reverse sweep and that sweep, and that encouraged me in academy in 2020. Because they're not going to charge the battle long. So you best to select a headache. They don't know the talent is there now. They don't doubt. But they're not adjusting themselves and applying themselves properly. And I see that. The talent there now. I see it there. We tell some year, we go watch some young boys cricket. I would say, wow, they good young boys in Antigua. That's what I said to myself. I said to myself, well, why you tired so quick for tired? Oh, too quick. Can we not play the man who was in his team? It upset me. And it upset me most of all. But parts of the years, it's a factory free cut and a cricket to play. You know,
I want, yeah, but of course, guys, somebody said something here about how do you inspire the next young generation of coaches? How, the coaches, for me, as I say, it's not the players that are the problem. It's who they have around them. There are some coaches that use a simple coaching practice, do up a plan and stuff like how you get people to enhance your talent.
Look, what we have done, right, is that we know we have asked each territory to send us a list of coaches that are available because we need coaches on the 15, on the 17, on the 19, and so on, right? So we try to select what we believe is the best with the recommendation from the cricket committee, the best among those persons. The problem, is what I found, and not an excuse, but some of the better minds may not be coaching, right? Because life has turned in a way where you need to look after yourself financially. And so, Earl, you could coach, you understand the game, but if you, well, hold on.
When you played, right? A man is Swedes teach you the game.
That's still the guys, what I'm saying.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying if I tell Earl now to come and coach, you guys practice at 2 o'clock, and it's not going to work. It's availability, so it's so critical. But and then they do. If you notice these days, everybody have a level 1 or a level 2 or level 3, right? But transferring that knowledge, right, is so important.
In your question knowledge.
No, you have some knowledge, right? Let me tell you what I've observed. What I have observed is that one guy, Kerry, decides that, he'll start something in terms of teaching people cricket. Kerry, as you know, was a fast bowler, right? So Kerry has learned a lot of stuff about fast bowling, but the finer points of batting, Kerry's not the specialist at that. But Kerry teaches that to the people who come to him because he's here alone. He doesn't reach out to Taddy and say, Taddy, come help me, Taddy at the time. So we need to get together as a group. And so we're going to develop those players holistically and provide the techniques that they need and technical systems that they need. They have to do that. But far and above that technical is the mental, man.
Sure. Mental blocking.
The mental, let me tell you, you go out and watch a guy and nice 2 cover drive, then he play a hook shot, and then somebody bowl him just a woeful ball and he just hits up in the air and he go out and he out. That mental ability and that ability to think beyond the obvious, which is just no.
That's what 10-10 cricket in T20.
No. What I'm saying to you now, Teddy, you can do that, Let me tell you something, right?
I'm listening.
Because you're supposed to be agile, right? The situations that face you,
adjust to
what the situation demands. What I think, and you were talking about like the cricket we played where you were saying you're back 2 days. There was a recommendation that we do like this, something they do in England where they said the first over, I think we used to do it here, limited for like 80 overs. And everybody can bat more than 80 overs.
Hold on.
Hold on. You wanted to come back 80 overs.
No, me make the tablet in Antigua. It's about for 2 days.
Right? No, all right. So what I'm saying to you, right? No, but what I'm saying to you there is, look, and it's something we probably have to revisit. But if you tell these players that it's 80 overs, does it come across to them? Do they read this as a limited over? You can only bat 80 overs. And they go out and do this thing and again ball out in 13 overs. So we're trying to remove that tag, that label.
Okay, I mean.
That's a limited overs, and so you can go on bat, right? Of course, and we probably have to revisit it because we certainly don't want any team to go there and bat for 2 days because it's not going to do the cricket very good.
Your bowlers wouldn't
But
get an opportunity.
that kind of stuff, the bowlers don't showcase themselves.
That's what we do, so I would change that.
That's right.
That's what we do, so I would change the nonsense.
Let me tell you something. Agile thinking, you gotta see stuff. Sometimes you preempt. You see situations and you address them early. Before in certain situations something happened and you react to it. So it's gonna happen on both sides in terms of trying to get better. When I speak to Williams, it's just that I saw growth from where I saw him before. And when a man gets 195, it takes a level of concentration to do it.
Under 90.
And so that's what I'm saying to you, right? So that's what I'm saying, you take a level of concentration to do that. So that's why I see growth. Can you replicate it?
Come on, that's impressive. Yeah. Which match you played? Okay, which one the game you played? 2 the game or the one?
2 the game in 195.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because, see, why I ask you that, because when I play is one the nonsense, right? You got nobody slip on so.
You got a 19.
It's just like it, man.
But this is the best I've seen him bat in his entire life. Honestly. And we spoke earlier about Michael Graves.
Yeah.
He had only played 2 matches for Antigua, right? Out of the 5 matches. Now he scored a 30 odd of 29 balls in the that game, the first game he played. And then in the second game, he had a half century.
He got 70.
70.
Next game, he didn't left out. They just give somebody a chance. That's what happened. That's what happened in Antigua.
So when hold on. Suppose he get another game and he scores a century. Best of the pick in the team.
I don't know. Best of the only one.
Hey, if a guy scores so consistently, a young guy, you not a choice.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
I was going to say that to you, Daddy. You can't, I got to the point where I tell these youngsters, just ignore the selectors and select yourself. So when this tournament is finished, right, you don't have to worry about whether or not you ask, who is selecting alongside me, right? But that is, you do that through performance.
Sure.
I mean, the way Michael Lewis scored 400 against everything and 90 against Antigua, and the way he got out against Antigua because it's getting dark, and the guys was bowling him wide just to try and prevent he swing at the ball and get caught a third man, right? So that means he would have scored centuries against all opposition in that, which is significant.
Great, man.
You can't tell me that was a Leeward Island tournament. But you can't tell me that this West Indies selectors are not looking on.
True.
They are looking on. And the world is looking on and saying, what? That's phenomenal. So he has placed himself in a really good situation. All he needs to do is to go over there, produce some more hundreds, and I have absolutely no doubt that he'll walk right back into West Indies.
But lucky, he's as good as we play against.
Look, you can't.
You hit the point.
You can't. I understand that, Teddy. But you got to score.
But I like that. Yeah. Anybody needs score centuries.
Yeah.
I listened to some Guyanese podcasters, and they was just shouting a lot of crap. To my mind, saying, "Oh, a schoolboy bowling, you have to score that once again." But if the same schoolboy bowling had dismissed him for dot,
exactly.
I would say, big Indian player.
Exactly.
No, Indians are going to fail. You're going to find. Look,
I have a young lady here just sent me a question on the boards and coaches again.
Yeah.
If the coaches are not motivated, how would they effectively engage the players? So she's saying that may probably need to do a coaching seminar, get the coach to understand their role, so then they can now transfer that knowledge to the players, and players be succeed by the players.
Absolutely good. Absolutely good. But let me tell you, they do seminars. But let me tell you something, about this life again, right? Coaching is a profession, you develop, right? If you want to become a professional teacher, you become a doctor, you become a lawyer, you go to university, you train, you pay for it, It's you have to invest. You have to invest in your own development. You can't tell me you want to become the best coach, right? And only wait until somebody call a seminar to go and attend that seminar. You gotta look around and see what programs are available. Where can you go to enhance your development? And to do it, because if you're gonna wait on the Leewards and the Barbados and Germany and West Indies to do that, then you're gonna develop at a slow pace than you really want. So you gotta look at yourself and say, do I want this? Is that my profession? That's what I want to do. And invest in it and go and get it done. Because yes, we can send you to a seminar, right? But that seminar once a year, and then you don't really have the time to practice, because practice is gonna come with going in the games and so on and managing. And then what happened is that those coaches are not trained to manage. They're trained in managing people, understand personality, and know when to do what with whom and so on. So we have a challenge. It's a challenge.
So I want to ask you quickly, you're making a good point, but suppose they can't afford it, they can't approach Cleveland's board and take a board and say, there's something, that's one of the finance available to them.
He's interested in being a coach. And what I told him to develop is his mental capacity. So he can be able to impart that into young players. Because it's easy to watch videos and learn techniques and you understand, and train and set up drills and stuff like that. But the most important and the most
transfer knowledge,
transformation of a young person, of an athlete, of a cricketer, is when time used to put us down there and impact, speak to us, especially on rainy days. That's when you really learn the game. And you learn about life. You learn why it's important to be disciplined, to be persistent in what you're doing. Why it's important to show up to practice every day. Because most players, or some players may think that they're talented, so they don't need to come to practice early.
Yeah. So they either.
Let me tell you something, right? Guys, let me tell you something, right? That's why I'm telling you. I miss personally. I miss that guy, the late Hayden Walsh. Hayden was on a trajectory to become, to me, an excellent coach. The Thomas and so on of the world, the Devon Thomas and so on of the world, Hayden Walsh's son. He is the one, right? That influenced them in terms of their development, right? He was cut short. But I haven't seen that kind of commitment. And you know what he used to do? He used to go there, associate himself with the right people, get funding for his academy and whatever it is, take them on tours and that kind of stuff. And so, you know, like I said, essentially, you have to want it, because a coach really and truly is a teacher, you know. Yeah. He's a teacher, you can't say a professor. You gotta pass on knowledge really and truly. But you have to understand persons.
The audience, the audience, everybody see things differently.
Yeah, you have to understand that. And you gotta be organized too in terms of what programs you put together. Because the program I do for Taddy might not be the program I work for you, you know.
Yeah.
But are they willing to put in that? My brother Ed in the US always said to me that I don't understand.
It is a good man.
Yeah, I don't understand the coaches down there and so on. He always referred to the NFL coaches and so on, because he says Tony Dundry goes into his office from 8 o'clock in the morning and leaving till 11 at night. He has to watch videos. He has to prepare individual plans. He has to do all of that, and he's doing that. That's it. But the coaches that we have right now, the way they function is they show up to practice, they go back home. I am happy now that, let me tell you, because I've said so and I've written it down and I was critiquing, that the way we used to practice, I believe 100 years ago, is the same way we practice now. Well, I see changes in terms of the way we practice. And I say that what I mean is, I was, like last Saturday about this time, I was at recreation going watching the team play. And a gentleman came in and he sat down close to me. He don't know me. He says, is that the West Indies team? And he says, why? He says, you know, they're very professional. They're very professional. Look Look at the train out there putting them to the bases. And look at the court over there having them sit. And look at, they have guys in the net separated apart. So everybody doing the individual work. So I look at him and said, that's the Leeward Island. He said, that's the Leeward Island team? What? I didn't realize the Leeward Island team was developed that much. I said, that's the Leeward Island team, yeah. What I'm saying, in Larry, who's our trainer now, Larry's about getting you to a certain level of fitness. That's his focus. The coach, he puts the program in place and he determines that what was happening. The assistant coach, and now you guys would have known that we recently engaged Mr. Kirtley. We need, somebody to bring a little more stability in that program and a little discipline, more discipline and that kind of stuff. And we're hoping that that combination is what it takes to get us over the line. Because if you notice, Leeward Islands, the breakout tournament, we're finalists. 3-day, 4-day cricket, we're down to the last two. Super 50, we're down to the last two. So we're not far off. It's just getting over the line. And I believe that it's mental. Not everybody goes in under the lights, under the bright lights, can handle it, right? As T. Willie used to say, T. Willie Senior, just let go of the red thing you have in your hand. And I will deal with it. And not everybody, some people then look at the man who holding the red thing and deal with the man who holding the thing rather than the thing that he lets go. And that's the problem now.
Yeah, speaking of coaches, I might just say one thing. The president may not have mentioned that, but a person like Ian Tittle, coaches the under-17 Leeward Islands team, very committed individual.
And he's been doing a damn good job too. Yeah, he's doing a damn good job too.
Well, I just want to cut and say we had him here a couple weeks ago and Taddy endorsed him that he's been, he had some young players from Saints Grass who come right up.
Yes.
I know. I think one of the two youngsters, Tanners and somebody making their stuff.
Yeah,
And
he's
solid. Yeah, he's solid.
Even when teams are not even selected as yet, but he feels that these players, he has them at Rising Sun practicing.
That's
at factory.
Exactly.
Practicing. Even the national team, he'll call players when they don't have national team practice to come and practice there. And this is the kind of commitment that we all want to see in Leeward's cricket. I mean, the president is there and maybe he should not have been here. I should lock him out of the room to make the statements I'm going to make now.
Tell the truth.
That I'm going to make now, sorry. But I mean, I've never, honestly, since I've been around cricket, seen a Leeward Island president so much involved in ensuring the development of the players and a Leeward Island team. He's at every practice. We converse regularly, talk to the players regularly, and so forth, and the coaches. And I only think that we can build on this. No man is an island. I won't be there forever as a selector. He won't be there as a president forever. But we want good succession plans when, move Leeward Islands forward. And that is why where we are now, we're encouraging individuals to embrace Leeward Islands cricket, assist where you can, give advice. And even when Taddy was critical in early on, I mean, I have to listen and I have to examine myself and examine where we are. Because, I mean, if you can't take criticism, you'll be a foolish person.
True.
You understand? And that is how I view it.
I don't know. Let me just say, I want to say this as a follow-up, not to think, right? But I want you guys and the world to know that when Sylvester retired resigned as the head selector of Leeward Islands cricket.
Say what you said?
Yeah. My first person I approached was another Antiguan who played for the West Indies.
Are they next to you?
No. And he declined it, right? He declined it. And I was searching my mind as to who should I get to do the job. And it just reminded me, it's like a vision. Because, we didn't really correspond a lot before that in terms of we said, hello, what's happening? But if I go school cricket, I saw S. if I go to see a little a match in Paris League, a best might be on the side. If I see first class cricket, he's there. Everything about cricket, he just pays that attention to, and I said, wow, it's not only his knowledge, but his availability. So, I mean, he has credited me with that, and I mean, you probably say I'm reciprocating. But, you know, he's just the hardest working cricket official that I have come across. Yes, he coordinates our cricket, but the tournament in St. Kitts, he goes down to make sure that everything is in place, and he coordinates everything. And the training up here, he's on the ground making sure that the ground gets prepared, and the meals are there, and the water and refreshment are there, and the grass get cut, and whatever it is. So, you know, I just want to commend him. I understand that there are several people who question his cricket IQ. What all you need to do is to have a discussion one-on-one with him, and you will find out, you know, what you think you're missing, because, you know, this perception that you didn't play for West Indies, so you don't know the game. You know, this perception this perception exists still, and some people say, well, he didn't play for Antigua, so you don't know the game, or whatever it is. But he doesn't have to put a plug in for himself. I played with him, so I know he played for Rising Sun. He was around, and so I know his cricket skills. I know his cricket acumen. Mostly, man, I know his vision for cricket and his passion. He's passionate about. I think if you decide that you're going to take over cricket from the world, I think you're going to die the next. Serious, his cricket is life. Cricket to me is his life. And so somebody like that, I am grateful that you're only with cricket. Let me just say one last thing. Not about that. Leeward Island Cricket right now, you know, we always talk about our finances, and somebody can say, well, you always talk about your finances, but it's a reality. It's a reality. You talk about your finances too, because in your household, you don't make as much money as you want to make, right? So you have finance, you just don't tell the public. But so what we now do, we have 3 employees currently. We just brought on himself and our operations officer, right? Alicia Francis is a young lady. She looks after the outfit, right? That versus the fact that if you go to another territory, I can tell you territories that have staff of 20-something people in the cricket department, the franchise, running the franchise. We're not there yet.
So where do you get funding from?
Lotteries. They have a lottery that fund them.
So
Right.
Barbados, right?
Barbados.
That for years.
Yeah.
But I want to say something quickly, you know, because he was part of that.
Yeah.
It's our best. They are the game. But tell her, when we go watch cricket, we watch cricket. I want to say the same something, you know.
Right.
Because we have a special life of talent. And the same best might have that, but I don't know if he has it. So you can watch our game.
Best time to tell her,
You can watch our game and watch me dance, so I go on over. The next thing is this. I heard he said earlier that at best said, well, almost win the championship, you might do like saying so. Win the championship and then everyone player. That doesn't mean that you're good players and you win. Well, lad, almost time, I've got long overtime now. Okay. I've got airport to here. The next thing is this. I heard him mention a boy named Devon Thomas, but he wouldn't know. Devon Thomas can come and school in 12 years old. See if he will kiss and bring me down there. But hoping to find, hoping these young players have to find the same movie situation. Because I'm going from factory. I have to run him out in there. Because I would tell her on the radio why, and the network why. But hoping that anybody kind of same kind of people around you.
I think that's the one I said in St. Kitts.
You know, because you got no talent around here.
Yeah, different times. Some of them got to work.
So I was saying to you, hey, nice to get them in, but you have to be tough on them sometimes, and real tough. Because in the best vision of them, Hey, and for Antigua and Leeward Islands, you know, one kind of stuff happening.
And best,
That's how it's happening.
and best George First just endorsed with Enoch said a while ago that you find you to be a fair-minded man dedicated to regional cricket and very knowledgeable. So George First. George First.
Once it quickly. I know we had the George First name, Benji. I'm just reminded.
Yeah.
Okay, I was telling about talent just now.
Yeah.
I remember approaching my good friend, and said, why is George First at the Leeward Islands team? And he said to me, but he didn't make an Antigua team yet. I was he the best young fan in West Indies youth tournament.
Right.
Pick the man Antigua team. So why the Leeward Islands team? So at that time, I was like a Mickey Mouse guy, my friend Sinkins name. Why you know something it's joking fan for Sinkins.
Mills?
No man, Sinkins. Getting hard in the wickets. But he couldn't go so fast. I said, he likes like hot time. No, you can't pick a guy in the Antigua and but then one day he called me office and I went there. Hot my body now. I love it then. But now it goes to cricket. So he can't become a silent man sitting only there and here. So in less than 2 minutes, the man said to him, I can. Why is George First at the Leeward Islands team? They don't miss a laugh, no. I meet tell you for months. Saying to choose a man to me out. The man was still selected Basil Butcher.
Oh, okay.
I mean tell you so. Pick George First in the team a long time. That's why I said I'm happy for the boy Mackenzie and so on and the young boys. If the talent, they push them into something. I tell you about the tournament, they say some Mickey Mouse man. We can't deal with that. You want the best guys up there, give them the chance. Have the problem. I tell them about the statistics, but I don't really care about that. They say talent.
Right.
Watch them in. And when they heard the boy, they see him boy Miller. Yeah, 6 months. It's before done since June. If so, I can practice much to develop the skills. For tournament, for matches a weekend, like I do factory early. Get a young boy's chance to play. And then they pick on 18. Some nonsense.
My last question for you all go about fast bowlers. When I will say a fast bowler, I mean a fast bowler in Antigua and Leeward. Because St. Kitts Nevis, Munster, we have a young aspiring fast bowler coming up, 14, 13. Any fast bowler you see?
Yeah. Yes, in St. Kitts,
Two of them there.
from the under 17 tournament for West Indies, of course.
Okay.
We have a Kasim Challenger, left arm seamer, and he plays for the St. Kitts senior team. He's not even 17 as yet.
Okay.
Hold on. It's a fast one. I don't see him.
He will come. He will come.
Has pace.
Yes, please.
I
Yes,
understand.
please.
Looks decent. I understand.
Who do the guy is?
Yeah.
I
Coming
mean,
to Thunderbolt Stadium.
it's a 2.6. Yes, 2.6.
It's another one there. I can remember. If I go on the phone, I'll tell his name.
And
Put them up in the new.
So, I mean, those guys, you keep them in a certain type of people working there, make sure that if you don't press in hand,
Yes, they work with them in St. Kitts, right?
Okay.
But there comes a time when you need to, kind of raise the ante. And be around now.
we can pull them.
Hey, Kerry, this go up quick. My father is fighting.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, open the ball, it was say kids. How many overs the ball?
Oh, 500 something with. I think you make it bowl a lot.
You ball at overs?
Yeah. Bowl.
That's what you get balls exactly.
Yeah, so,
hold on. When he bowls second, he bowls late, he bowls in pace.
Yeah.
All good pace.
That's what I want to find out. That's only good prospect.
I'm very impressed.
Okay, that's what they want to hear.
Yeah, at 17, it's
Great.
decent.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Mr. President, in the under 19, we saw some videos, we said any discipline from our team.
Right.
Now, in this Leeward's big team, we have a lot of young players. We have anything in place to keep these players disciplined, in check, and focused really soon coming up.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, and I'm happy you raised that. Before you do that, let me just suggest something that Taddy said earlier. Taddy talked about winning tournament. That is, winning the tournament is only one of our goals. The other one, our main goal is to get players on West Indies team, right? And we have over probably last 8 years or so, got about 20 players from all the teams into West Indies teams. So, we think we're doing our job in that regard. Let me tell you what I've done as the president, right? There was an ugly incident that we needed to address. It was addressed, what I did when the player returned home, I organized a special meeting for the player and his parent. It wasn't to speak down to him or that. It was to encourage him and just to let him know that don't let that one incident define him. Because we at the board are here and we are encouraging him because we recognize that his talent is there, right? And let this just be a lesson, right? That he learns. Once he learns from this, it's fine. In our current setup, like I mentioned to you, part of the responsibility that our cricket consultant secretly has is one of development and mentorship. So why are we doing it? Why are we bringing him along? Somebody like him, because we recognize our team is getting younger. Joel at 18, Mackenzie at 17 or 18, whatever he is, right? And we're getting, Tuckett is what, 21 and so on. So we want somebody there who they feel they can confide in and have a conversation with. Yesterday I addressed them and I cautioned them that he's in the room that they are in. And I do not want the other teams to be taking advantage of Kurt Lee. They're going to run to him. And they're sitting there and then wondering, saying Kurt Lee don't speak with them. Then have him in the room and they need to engage him. He has the experience, he has the expertise, and he will guide them along. He's no nonsense, and everybody knows that. And I think he wants the best for Leeward Island cricket. So he will, So we're addressing that. It's not only just in the bad performance. I want to say to you that the other players that came back from the under 17, we actually arranged a meeting with them when they came back, including Tanner or whatever it is. He was to say congrats on what you've done and to guide them in terms of, what is it that you need to do to develop yourself. Because I found that far too long we have left these players on their own and expect them, right, to just develop. So we have given them the numbers, our contacts, and we've said, look, if you see something or you know something, you want some assistance, please just get in contact with any one of us. We'll arrange a sit down or we'll reach out on your behalf to see what we can do, right? Because we may not have the resources, but we can reach to a business that will say, I will invest in this young man and provide that. We did that with the same Devon Thomas. When we moved Devon Thomas into St. Joseph Academy, it was something. We're trying to build not only cricket, but not only cricket, but build a more rounded person. So we have done that, and we continue to do it. Guys, let me tell you something. I have to say this way. One of the things that make me smile all the time, right? It's not the fact that somebody developed into an international cricketer or whatever it is now. There are 3 young men in Antigua now, right? And 3 young men in Antigua that were smart persons and were looking for an opportunity to get to university, right? I went and myself and Shillingford, Gregory, had a chat with Professor Beckles in Barbados about providing scholarship. Long story short, right? We got them in there. Those young men that now have degrees and are playing a significant role in their country, right? In terms of what they do. That is part of our role. And I will continue to do that. I'll open doors that seem shut to any of these youngsters. Doors that weren't necessarily open to me, because I've been there, I've seen it. And I will open those doors to ensure that thing. There was, your reputation, I'm saying to you, got to keep your reputation intact, because it doesn't help you, Sure. There was a young man who came to me.
Overtime.
Yeah, I can fight.
There was a young man, right? Yeah, there was a young man who had a challenge here with the law, right? Brought illegal substance into the country and was arrested, right? It was me, went forward. That young man didn't go to jail because I went in and spoke about, his potential and whatever it is. Right. And then the magistrate said, all right, I'll take that into account. Pay this and go home. But so I am not just there for cricket. I want to ensure that we build a holistic person, and I will continue to do that while I can. So, I'll end here.
Spence, and somebody just say that they like that battle when you and Taddy saw and they bring him back. That's what he watch out every week. He said bring back Mr. Lewis because he can debate with Taddy on any aspect of cricket. That was that the same. He love this what's going on.
Let's close it.
Let's go Spence. Let's Taddy we go close up. We have to do it professionally, Taddy.
Gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here. As
Right.
I did say to you earlier, I'm always available. Once it's cricket,
Right.
I will come.
You told me that.
Right? And as I said, I'm continuing to make my life a life of cricket. I breathe oxygen called cricket.
I like that. Kerry.
Yeah, thanks to the two guests who are on the show and also Miss Seafood who we had earlier. Most people didn't know this, but I'd like to commend Tina when he was the president of the Cricket Association. When he was 17 years old and had an back injury, he was the one who, alongside with Taddy and stuff, assisted me a lot. He sent me to the doctor. All the Europe by the I think Cricket Association. He had one, publicly thanks for that. That was a challenging time for me. That in that year I had to stop bowling, a bowling year while Taddy. Continue my rehabilitation process with that with and stuff like that. And then let it be started as a open man. Continue to enhance my career. So thanks for that.
Knock your last remarks, have you go?
Last week.
Last remarks, yeah? I know back already.
If you give me a chance, tell me, I'm bad from the start. So that's how we got it. But just to say, look, keep doing the job that you're doing. I don't have a challenge with a difference of opinion because there always are going to be difference of opinion.
True.
As long as we can, we all get together and try and do our best for those young people who are trying to make it. And you see something that you feel that that needs to be given attention, you call me. And we have a debate about it, our conversation, see exactly what we can do. Because it's not about me. It's really not about me. It's about those players, right? So thanks again, and guys, keep doing a good job.
Taddy.
I gotta get here fast. But I was saying to you, man, Naki, I guess telling Earl, you want the best pass when you play for Antigua. I have no doubt about it. But unless he's played start the 3-day cricket, man, I'll start banging. 4-day cricket, man, I'll start banging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know the respect I have for him when he comes to our cricket field. And when we battle together, we bang a ball. It's not like that, But he must start by 3-day cricket, and when I start banging ball. But he mentioned this guy Booby, and I was laughing. Guy, he didn't know how to sign up for Booby. The bank called me. And I said, well, I don't want to sign now. But how we say no?
Well, I just want to thank Jazz for this great show, guys. So keep up good work. And just want to thanks everybody for viewing and have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Babik, 1 hour, I'm going to airport pick up my cousin. But can't go, I'm locked in the place. Hey.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a simply smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.